All right, that should work now, right? Get some volume now. Can you hear me now? Should be okay now, right? Oh. What the? Got it? Okay, good. Yeah, I just had to turn it on. Sorry, I'm a little bit technologically challenged here. So, anyway, so we just started a brand new series, and it's really cool. So we're going to this mine that has been abandoned for a long time, over 100 years. It was a mine that was operated for about 30 years, and it produced between $5 and $6 billion worth of gold, if you can believe that. A huge mine, and there's actually a fair bit of gold left in there. So this is probably the most awesome mine I've ever been into. Really tough to get into. And so we've been in there 7 times so far. We've been in there with 3 different people. Sharon and I have been in there. Sharon's been there 6 times. I've been in there 7 times, and we went in with some other people. And if you guys are really interested in history and seeing really cool mines and stuff, you can't beat this. It's going to be hard to find anything interesting to do after this, really. So, billion, absolutely. So, there was 84,000 ounces of gold mined out of this mine, and at today's prices, it's somewhere between $5 and $6 billion worth of gold. So yeah, cool. All right, guys. So everything works there, and the other really exciting news we have to tell you guys is we bought a piece of property that has a mine on it. We can't tell you what mine it is, but our plans is to move our house, our museum, everything over there, start a new place. And we're going to have it set up where all our stuff is outside, and we're going to have tours inside this mine. It's a really cool mine, and so that's the other thing that we have planned on doing. So we have lots of interesting things to say. Okay, so you guys have made some comments. I hope this is all working here now. Sometimes a little bit technologically challenged to figure all this stuff out. And the other exciting news is the beer that I used to drink all the time, Extra Old Stock, is suddenly available now. For some reason, with the pandemic, we weren't able to get that, and we had to drink some other beer, and so Bob got this beer now. So life is good, right? So much love from the Panhandle of Idaho, and so we would have loved to have been down in the States this year because you guys got all kinds of cool stuff down there. But as you may or may not know, the border's been closed. We're not able to get down there. This adjust this a little bit. I don't know. Does that look any better? So we haven't been able to get down to the States this year. Hopefully by this fall, we'll be able to get down there again. So there's another show that's really popular. Some of you guys might have watched it. It's called Ghost Town Living. The guy on there, Brett Underwood, just a fascinating show. And we've been in contact quite a bit, and he's invited us up there. And so we'd really love to go there and visit Brent, and hopefully we'll get up there sometime this fall when the border opens back up, because we're the United States-Canada border's closed right now. We can't get up there, so that'd be really exciting if we can get up there and visit Brent, and he really wants to come up here and see our mine too. So we'll see how all that works out. Yeah. So hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Where's your sidekick? She's upstairs getting her makeup. Sharon, she's up there doing her makeup. No, she's got a few things. She'll be down here in a minute. All right, really neat mine in the last video, and I'm thinking it's probably the most exciting mine that we've been into. Like Antioch is really cool, but part of the reason is there's lots of cool stuff on the surface. This mine, there's nothing left on the surface. What it was actually, it was a mountain that had a whole bunch of gold in it, and there was about four. There was 4 really good mines that made a whole pile of money in gold. Then a big company bought all the mines together, and then they connected them all together, and they went down 1,600 feet, and it was just a huge thing. It lasted for about 50 years. So it started out in 1891. And by 1942, they filled everything up. There's nothing left of it on the surface whatsoever. And the company that has it sure wouldn't want us in there. We found a way into there, so we can't tell you. Did your new property come with mineral rights? It did not. So we could pursue that, but we have no intention of actually mining it. We're more interested in history. There's Sharon. So we have no. So we thought about this quite a bit. We were going to get the mineral rights, but then all of a sudden we got to deal with the government rules and regulations as far as the mine operating a mine goes, and we didn't want to get into that. It's really difficult. So if you have a piece of property that has a mine on it, basically you just own a hole in the ground, and then you don't got to deal with them. So we don't want the mineral rights because we have no intention of mining it. So here we go. Hi, Sharon.
Hi.
Howdy from Dallas, Texas. Love what you're doing. Well, thank you. We really appreciate that. All is good my way. Yeah, everything is good here, and we're just having lots of fun doing what we do here. We actually just bought so this property we got, it's got 25 acres on it, and it's mostly mountainside. So we just bought an excavator. So we have an EL 300 cat hole that we're gonna take up there and do much work on it and fix up all the stuff that we're planning on doing. Sounds like Phoenix. Phoenix was a large copper producer. There wasn't a lot of gold in there. They did mine about 10 pounds of gold a day in Phoenix, but that is not very much gold. It was a byproduct of the mine. Hello, Frank. There since 20. Been here since 20,000 subs. Glad to see everything's going good for you, my friend. Stay safe, bro. Well, thanks. There's been a lot of people that I've been doing this for 6 years now. That when we first started out, that are around, they comment lots. We haven't seen them much anymore, but yeah, it makes us feel good when people stick around that long. I guess that we're doing a good job entertaining them, and they believe in what we're doing. So that's always good to hear that. Read some comments, Sharon.
Says,
I talk too much.
Yeah. If you buy a property without mineral rights, what happens if another person tries to claim the mineral rights? Could that happen?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the farm we have now, someone has their mineral rights underneath it, but they couldn't mine that area unless they made a deal with the surface rights holder. So in our case, because we have the 25 acres that have this mine and a whole bunch of adits on it, we'd be very happy to work with anyone that wanted to mine it, because obviously they'd go in there and do a whole bunch of rehab work and stuff, and we could document it. So we'd have no problem at all. We're not against mining. We love miners. So we'd probably be the best person to ever buy that property if someone was going to mine it. But I don't think they ever will, because this mine hasn't been mined since 1938, and the gold they mined, they didn't make a lot of money back then. Today, it's almost impossible to make any money from a small mine, because you have to have a mill to process it. There's no smelters here anywhere that'll process the gold, so I don't see how anyone can make any money out of it.
Okay, so hi from Kimberly, BC. Hi from Australia.
Hi, Kimberly. We want to go into the Sullivan mine. That's a really cool mine too. Are you flying? Where's your Parafan? I was actually just working on it today. We've got to take it back to the shop, and we got to get the RPM set up. So you'll probably maybe see some more footage of us flying. Sharon loves flying that thing. So yeah.
The guy said I meant the Phoenix. I meant like Phoenix as a bunch of mines made into one.
Yeah, that was the same.
Yeah.
Exact same situation. You get an area that's got some good mineral content, and individual people made claims on it and developed a little bit, and then a big company ends up coming and buying all those smaller claims up and making a bigger mine out of it.
Your episode of the Trucker Show was great.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, so you enjoyed that. So we were on a TV show called Backroads Truckers on history, and I don't think most of you guys could see that, because most of you guys are from America. I don't think it was published in America. I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know. Amber Steele, yeah. So it was a show on history called Backroads Truckers, and we're in episode 3. We took a bunch of people underground and recovered an ore cart for a museum. It was pretty cool. We enjoyed it.
Good to see you. Hi from New Jersey. Hello from Penticton, BC. Will there be a scenic tram to the top?
Well, that's our plan. When we start our new property up, as we're going to have a railway coming out of the mine, and then build an ore bin, and then have it going into the tram, and the tram is going to go down, actually, so it wouldn't be a scenic tram. So
hi from Seattle, Washington. Good to see you both live again. Greetings from Clay County, Missouri. Lincolnshire, UK, no mines around here. Sharon is awesome.
She is.
She
I
had
love
a
her.
great teacher.
I love her to bit.
I watch Ice Road Truckers. That's a different show.
Yeah, that's a pretty popular show. That's all over the world. Backroads Truckers is just a new show that come out on history. I don't know if you guys ever seen a show called Rust Valley Restorers. It's the same company that works with them guys. They're that have this new show.
This guy says I got a copy of the show Backroad Truckers. It's available
for download. We have a copy. Yeah.
So he must have got it from somewhere.
If you could post a link on there, if you could post a link on here, people could maybe watch it. Obviously, we can't share the link. I've got actually a video that I made of the back of the filming of it because I had I had video cameras, did a bunch of stuff, but the network wouldn't allow me to publish yet, and I decided a contract saying that I wouldn't talk about it. So, but you didn't sign a contract, so if you want to share that, you can put it on here, and maybe people can see it. It's actually pretty cool. It's all about what we're doing here and what we're interested in. So we really enjoy doing that with them guys. And we got a really cool ore card of the deal too.
Did you sell your farm to the pot growers?
We did not. They came and looked at it. They haven't made an offer on it yet. So we kind of told them. So we still have the farm. So the mine that we have there, it's going to take a little while for them to drill the well and get it all set up. And then we're slowly wanting to move over to that property there and with the mine on it.
Hello from Southern New Jersey. Love your vids, relaxing watching you, working hard from Ireland. Is the Backroad Trucker the one in Australia where they go to places with barley?
No, it's
barely any roads.
It's not in Australia. No, it's in British Columbia.
No one can post links unless you make them a moderator.
Okay. We could do that. What's his name?
It was John.
If you could give us, we got so many comments here.
I don't know what his name was. Yeah.
If you want to post a link, you can do that. Where is it? We're gonna look back there and see if we can get that link to you. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it'd be too hard to find it.
David, no, who was it? I don't know.
Oh well.
He says it again. We'll see it.
If you want me to make you a moderator to post that link, just put a comment on them. We'll do that.
Hi from Abbotsford. Any advice for clothing salvagers? Ever find any cool clothing besides those old Levi's?
We actually, in our museum, we just found a cool vest from 1920. That's in our museum. And the other thing that was really cool, we found an old display case from Phoenix that would have been from before 1920. And it's a showcase. I can't remember what it's called. It was a company in Vancouver that made showcases.
Ross.
Something Ross, J.D. Ross, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a company that made showcases and bank furniture that we got original from Phoenix. Hi from Nelson. How you doing? Are you wearing a toque? Everyone in Nelson wears a toque pretty much year round. I think Sharon just sold a toque the other day. Sharon looks after all the merch stuff, so that's I got nothing to do with that. She sold someone a toque. She said, "Why would anyone buy a toque in April?" I said, "They might have been from Nelson. They wear toques there in July."
Gary Stewart says, "I have the link too." Oh, lost it. Leave link in comments. Somebody else is saying, so maybe it does work.
Yeah, we would have to make you a moderator, like you said. So whoever's got the link, let us know, and we'll make you a moderator. It's pretty easy to do, I think.
Explain things. I've missed a bit of the news on the project because YouTube dropped my subscription.
The project. I'm not sure which project.
What
project you mean? We talked about a whole bunch of things.
From Yorkshire, England. What are each of your favorite artifacts you have found?
Well, I like explosives, anything to do with explosives and signs. I love any of the original signs that the miners had there about trains or anything like that. So I try to keep as many signs as I can. Is there good money doing an episode on Discovery? There would be. We haven't done one yet. Actually, we got contacted by Discovery to be on Gold Rush, but with the border being closed, they couldn't make it work with the permits and all that kind of stuff. The show that we're on is on history. So, and History Canada isn't doesn't have a huge audience, but I don't know, probably can't say what I got for that, but it was pretty good.
Greetings from Finland. Hey Sharon, if Frank was one of the 7 dwarfs, which one would he
She's gonna
be?
say grumpy. Not bashful, not bashful. That's not bashful. That's for sure.
Have you ever been in any of the mines in the Silver Valley, Idaho? Mullen, Burke, Kellogg.
No,
Your bids are.
I don't even know if I've been in Idaho. Maybe I don't think I've ever seen any mines in Idaho.
I've been exploring mines for a long time. It would be a pleasure for you to travel to Spain to explore abandoned mines. Here you have a house and a guide.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, these things are just really complicated, actually. To go to. Well, it's hard enough for us to go to the States and stuff for all their stuff, and it just gets very expensive to fly to. Well, obviously with COVID, you can't even go anywhere now.
Or
So
send us an email, because we can always keep your contact information, and then
we'd like to do more traveling to Europe and stuff, and do that in the future. But
yeah, send us an email.
how do you like your new truck, Frank? Yeah, so we have a Ram 5500, and we'll probably do a little show about a bunch of the stuff that we got here. So we're getting a new side by side. It's really awesome. We really love the truck. We're getting set up really good for exploring mines. We got a flat deck on it. It's got 11-foot deck on it, and a controller trailer or side by side and all this kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. So.
Guy says no toque, I run warm.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard anything in mind you can't explain?
We don't, but when you guys are listening to the videos, all of a sudden you hear and see all kinds of stuff we don't see when we're underneath there. I don't know. It seems like guys are maybe more creeped out and see more ghosts and I don't know, what's the other thing? Orbs all the time. Yeah, right. So orbs are just dust, right? So I don't know. I guess we could try to do things like other people do and try to make a bunch of phony stuff about ghosts and orbs and all that stuff, but I don't see them, so I can't talk about it.
Good morning from Tasmania, Australia. Greetings from Germany.
I just, that's the coolest thing. I just love the devils you guys have down there, right? Especially the cartoon version of the Tasmanian devil.
David Potter, I have the link to download the site.
All right, okay. David, we'll make you how do we do that? Okay, you're a moderator now. David, so you can post that site. So there you go. Don't abuse it. Oh, we're gonna see his girlfriend in a porn video here. Watch this.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. She says. Yeah, Dave. Just you can download the link there if somebody wants to see it. Sharon, I still love you from Copper Creek, Alaska.
Thank you. How many different dynamite manufacturer box do you have?
Well, we have Hercules, Atlas, Polar, Hamilton Powder Company. I don't know. Those are the ones I can think of. Yeah.
Hello from
Giant Powder Company. Probably about 5, I guess.
Beasley Mine, just between Nelson and Slocan Junction.
It's not one that I've heard of. The thing is, there's so many small mines that people go ahead. So there's the link if you guys want to see it. Oh, that's cool. So there's so many small mines that are really not of much interest to us, and not we don't want to trash other people and what they do, but we're more interested in getting into the more difficult places to get into where a lot of people haven't been into. So, and that's why we do a lot more rope stuff. So there's all kinds of these small little mines that people say, well, they got this mine in their backyard, this mine, that mine, and we've actually checked out a lot of them, and we wouldn't even put them on YouTube. This just seemed boring to us. So. Frank, when you're going up into the mountains to explore abandoned mines, you ever come across moose or bears? There's not that many moose here, and they're not. You're not Canadian, obviously, because there's moose all over the place. They are of not real concern, and bears generally aren't either, except for the one that chased after me and bit me. But generally, they're friendly. Actually, they're just mostly scared of people. They get out of your way.
You ever found little gold nuggets when looking at the galena?
We have not. So in a hard rock mine, gold typically is microscopic, so you wouldn't normally see it. It would be locked up in the sulfides and stuff, and they usually have chemicals to get it out. So so I know a lot of people when we go into mines, they say, oh, there was gold on the wall. Very, very rare that would ever happen. Sometimes there's a little bit of gold in quartz that you might see, and this mine that we bought actually had gold was contained in the quartz because we did a lot of research in it, and you can see some of these small little quartz bands, and you see little flecks that could be gold, but it wouldn't be a lot of gold. But normally you wouldn't see visible gold in a mine. That would be unusual.
He said, I'm going to check a mine out that's kind of hidden and hard to get to when the snow clears. And he said it has a mill, so it might be a good one.
It could be. It kind of depends on the size of it, eh? So, like I say, this mine that we're going through, we've never seen anything that big. It's got over 60 miles of tunnels in it. It goes down 1,600 feet. It's 4 big mines. There was $6 billion worth of gold on it. You can't get much bigger than that, and more awesome. It's been all sealed up since 1942. Nobody's supposed to be able to know where it is or get underground. And I don't know. It's just really exciting, and there's so many artifacts and stuff in there, and nobody's been there. So it kind of checks off all the boxes for us. We're really excited to go down there, and it's challenging to get to. So I don't know. It's gonna be hard to top this. And so we're doing like a series and stuff. So the first show we said was chapter 1 or whatever, and there's going to be like very many of those. So we're going to keep as we keep going, and we got like 4 different people that went down with, and different people I've worked with in the past, and there's Chris, Ben, and who else?
Ken.
And Ken. So yeah, so them guys you might have seen from other pretty interesting stuff, and we still haven't explored this whole thing. So
okay, so much love from, I don't know what that says, Tunisia.
Yeah.
My boyfriend and I watched one of your videos yesterday, and I immediately subscribed. And then my wife and I are new to the channel. So far, we've loved every episode we've seen. Keep up the good work.
Okay, thanks, Joe. I kind of appreciate that. So, what we're trying to do is a lot of these mines and stuff, they're just getting all buried, and so we're thinking like 50 years or 100 years from now, when kids are interested in the mines, there's no video of them or anything like that, and they're all going to be buried. So then they can look back and see this kind of stuff, because it's fascinating. And the mining companies and the governments and time and everything, they're just filling all this stuff up, and it's all being destroyed. Even as we're videoing it, when I started 5 years ago, there was all kinds of cool stuff that's totally gone now, that's been wiped off the planet. And so we'd like to try to show it to you guys and try to keep a record of it. So that's kind of our main goal, what we're trying to do. And with the museum, anything that's any good, we try to bring it up. And we got more and more people that come to the museum all the time, and they're just kind of blown away, because we have all kinds of stuff that's operating. We got a mucker and drills and chainsaws and all that kind of stuff that's all operating, and people just don't get to see that kind of stuff. So,
okay, do you ever get scared? Yes.
Well, sure, get scared sometimes.
How do you say your last name? Schlichting.
Schlichting, yeah.
Have I ever climbed before coming across Frank? No. In England, there are mines from Roman times. The Mineral King mine is Jumbo Creek.
We've heard, yeah, that's one we've heard of, and we'd like to go to that one. I've actually did a little bit of research on that. We'd like to go up into that one at some point. We don't know if we can get underground. So if you have any information on that, you can send it to us. It's on our list.
Yeah, send us an email. Greetings from Portugal.
We have lots of people send us emails all the time about interesting stuff, and I have a big file, and Sharon's been doing an awesome job trying to keep it organized. So we have all this stuff from these different countries and different places, and we have it all sitting there. And then if we go to these different places, then we can just kind of go through it and find that. You wouldn't believe how many people give us these tips for these different things, and we really appreciate it. But you can only be in so many places at once, right? Glukov from Germany. I'm German. I don't speak much German. The only German that I know is the nasty things my mother used to say to me, like, I don't know, nothing good. Having this been closed up so long, was it sealed up pretty good? Yeah. This mine had a whole bunch of incline shafts going down, adits and all that kind of stuff, and all that's been sealed up. So we're not going to say how we got in there. And that's part of the reason why we're not going to release this. It's first of all, we don't want people to go into it, because it's really nasty, man. It takes us 2 hours of climbing down real steep stuff and hiking through all kinds of nasty stuff, even get into that level where we're exploring now. If anything happened to you, there's nobody to go in there and get you. They'd never be able to find you. You can spend we've spent a whole day just on one level and go around in circles and don't know where we are. If anything happened to you, you're just done. So, and then the other thing is, the way we get in, we don't want that sealed up, or or have legal problems or whatever. So we're not going to cause any problems for the mineral rights owners, whatever, by telling everyone where it is and they can go there, and then hopefully it's not going to interfere with our abilities to get back into this mine and show you guys more of it.
Were the lower levels flooded, or are you able to explore the whole mine?
We've only been down 500 feet. It goes down 1,600 feet, so we're only a third of the way down. So, yeah, we don't know. Any near-death experiences while mining? Well, first of all, we don't mine when exploring mines. I think Sharon's has several of them, but no, I haven't.
Reason I ask is how much airflow does it have? Got to be a lot of dead air in there.
There's a tremendous amount of airflow through there. It's just so big. It's like big lungs. We never had any problems with the monitor. And a lot of places it's cold and frozen. We're in there. There's lots of air moving through there. Far more than I would expect, actually. So I gotta take a little break. So Sharon, I'll amuse you here for a couple minutes.
Oh my goodness. The country I was trying to say. Oh, the place in northern Africa. Okay. You get permission to enter any of the mines. Do you worry about being charged with trespassing? I'm not sure what you mean. Can you swim, Sharon? Yes, I can swim. Ever wanted to pump a level out? We've kind of dug and shoveled and kind of tried to let some water out. And we bought chest waders, which Frank went over his the other day. Yeah, right. Hopefully he's back soon.
So actually, that's an interesting question about pumping a level out. We were in one of the lower levels in Phoenix one time. I think I was there with Kevin, and we rented a pump, and we figured out it was fairly high. We could pump it out. We had that pump running all day long, and it never even dropped it down one little bit. So when it goes back, like hundreds and hundreds of feet, it goes back. There's way more volume of water than you would think. It's just not practical. The other problem is it causes you a lot of problems because for a mining company, if you own a mine and you have to get a permit to dewater it, it's about a year of hearings and bullshit you have to go through. So you could probably get into a lot of trouble by pumping a mine out. You don't want to tell anyone you're doing that. So it's a big job. It's not something you're just going to take a 2-inch pump and pump for a couple of days and get it pumped out. The water comes in faster, and it's way more water than you think it would be. So it's a lot easier just to wade through the deep water. Except when we were at Antioch that time, you could just drop them dams down, and then sometimes you can just move a little bit of stuff and just get it drained out. But generally speaking, it's not practical to try to dewater a mine.
He said I got an old 1850s mine nearby and got owner's permission to pump out, which is why I asked.
Well, the owner's permission isn't really the issue. It's the government's permission. So, everything you do with a mine, you need to be permit stuff for it because you're discharging the stuff out of the mine into the creek or whatever, and it could be contaminated with heavy metals. So that could cause you like a lot of problems if the government comes after you.
Will you take Sharon to Antioch?
Yeah, probably. We'd like to because our buddy Kevin that we went to Antioch with first, he's working up there now, and he's probably he's just taking the course for being a mine manager. He's probably going to be taking over at Antioch, so it'll be like a second home up there. So we may be going up to Antioch, maybe do some work up there to help load some barges of slag up there. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, I guess.
Hello from UK. You two are amazing. Thank you from Wisconsin.
Well, hello to Joe, and thank you for Henry for awesome compliment.
Loved that series. He must be talking Antioch.
Yeah, Antioch. Yeah, no, that was the other really cool place we went into. There's so much stuff there. But the cool thing about Antioch is there's a lot, not so much underground, even though there was lots of cool stuff underground. But there's so much stuff above ground because it's so difficult to get into. And that's the difference with the mine that we're into now. There's virtually nothing above ground. Everything's underground. And I won't give too much away, but we went into this huge decline and we got this really powerful light that we used. This guy here, this guy here, and it shoots almost like a kilometer away. And you get into the bottom of this incline shaft, and as far as you can see up, you can see timbering, 12 timbers all the way up, a twin compartment shaft, and far down as you can see, you can't see the bottom of it. And there's like two compartments, probably 8x8 compartments, where all the ore came out side by side, and then there's a concrete wall in between and a manway on the other side. Just fascinating. It's huge. It's just one of a bunch of shafts, and it's a really amazing place to see. Have you guys found anything you really still treasure? Well, I don't know. I mean, it's always exciting getting something out from underground and having the museum and telling people about it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know if we favor one thing over another or whatever. It's we've got a whole museum full of cool stuff there, and we love telling stories about it and showing it to people. And we just really enjoy all the questions they ask about it and talking about it.
When you see old valves, taps, faucets, levers in a mine, do you try to turn or move them? And has anything ever happened when you did?
They're always, every time I ever try to do that, they're always rusted in whatever position they're in. They never move. So.
About the lever on the
yeah, in next week's show, you'll see it next week. But there was an ore chute gate, and the lever is still in the ore chute gate. So that okay, I'm going to try to move this ore chute gate. So I get up there and I'm pulling the ore chute gate, and the whole chute comes sliding down there. But it didn't open. Yeah.
What's the biggest steam engine compressor you've seen in your adventures?
I don't know if I've ever seen a steam. And no, she's not drinking moonshine; it's just water. She's just naturally silly.
How do you know?
She's just naturally silly. There's no intoxication.
Thank you for sharing your adventures and knowledge.
All right, so thank you for sharing your adventures and knowledge. You're welcome.
Are you going to build a new house on your new property?
Yeah, that's what we're planning on doing. It's getting more and more difficult to build something. I built a couple of houses and stuff before, but now with the fucking permits and all the other stuff. But yeah, that's what we're planning on doing.
Have you ever went into a mine, got done to find a storm outside? And we find it dark outside all the time.
That happens lots of times, actually. We've been inside sometimes, especially up in Phoenix, and you're in there all day long, and you come out, and then the wind's just howling, blowing, and you almost feel like walking back into the mine. And lots of times, you lose track of time. You go in there, and it's pitch black dark outside. Nothing makes any difference. I mean, it's dark in the mine. You got lights, but it's kind of like a psychological thing. I guess it's all mental, right?
I like to see the light of day when I come out.
We're always surprised when you get out of the mine when it's still light. Oh wow, look, we turn the lights off.
My fiance and I have been enjoying your videos. Keep up the good work. Anything happened with that cameo on Discovery? Are they going to give you guys a show?
No, it wasn't on Discovery. It's on History. But no, it had like zero effect. We haven't talked to anyone about it. We haven't had any more people watch our videos. And we were thinking, oh, well, this would be kind of cool. But I think we're kind of overestimating the fact that TV has on. I think most people we talk to say, oh, we don't even watch TV. There's probably more people that watch our stuff on YouTube than they do on TV. I don't know.
Hi from Cornwall, UK. This guy asks, are lumber prices crazy high there too?
They are. That's a global thing. They're high everywhere. And the reason is because the pandemic, I know the governments have been throwing money to everyone that wants any money, and then everyone's got money to spend on stuff. So they think well, since they're sitting home, they might as well renovate their home, and that pushed the lumber prices way up. So that's the other thing we're looking at. So there's quite a bit of timber on this new place we're going to buy. So we're looking at a band mill. We thought, well, it'd be cool to have a band mill, and we could use that to build the ore bins and the railway tracks, and or not the tracks, but the ties going into the mill and all that. Because I had sawmills in my previous life as a rancher. I had like 4 big mills that I ran, not little band mills, like big mills. So yeah, that's another thing we'd probably end up doing, getting a band mill and sawing a bunch of lumber to do all this historic stuff.
Okay, so I bet you guys are hungry when you get done in mines. I'm starving in the mine. I have to take food.
Yeah, she's always hungry. I'm just thinking, I want a beer. That's a yeah. No, I don't. I get going there. I'm not hungry at all. Maybe if you just take one little sandwich, that'd be lots all day. But I'm not pretty fat as it is, so it doesn't hurt me to miss a meal or two. Sharon's way better.
I need nutrition to keep the mine ghoulies away. Gluck off means miner's greeting.
Are any mines you've been in closed through too much government red tape? Not in Canada. The government doesn't close up mines much at all. It's not like it is in the States at all. I mean, there's super funds and stuff in the States. It isn't an issue here. I mean, there's all kinds of places that are open, and nobody really cares about mines too much here.
I die every time I see the intro to your vids. If you have a lot of phobias, this isn't for you. What is Frank scared of, if anything?
I don't know. Maybe Sharon. I don't know what I'm scared of.
Yeah, right.
Maybe Sharon could answer that better than I can. I don't know what I'd be scared of. That.
I don't know either.
Commitment? No.
Yeah.
No.
Hi, Frank. I like the model that you had sent to you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is really cool. So we got to show you this. We got to show this now that you bring that up. So
springtime is here in Missouri. Can I send you some fresh moonshine? Yes, you could.
So we had a subscriber from Spain that sent us this model.
Oscar.
Oscar's name is Oscar. Yeah. So he sent us this model of this mine. It's got some lights and stuff in it. So. Kind of cool. And, we really appreciate all our subscribers and people who have send us all kinds of cool stuff. There's guys that send us copies of old catalogs and stuff like this, and sometimes a little bit of cash or whatever. And, yeah, it's really cool. We really appreciate it.
Gluck off basically means.
If you found any rattlesnake caves, there's supposed to be one here in Grand Forks, and I kind of forgotten about it. We haven't been to it yet. Only ever seen the one rattlesnake there, and that was with Gly there. There was a snake in that one there, but there's not many rattlesnakes around where we are. The odd time you see them, they're not that poisonous here. So,
does the depth of a mine affect a person the deeper you go, like in water?
Maybe psychologically, I guess, when you get further underground. Probably more the time that you spend underground would maybe affect a person more so than the depth. Sometimes when you've been underground for a long time, especially if you're not really used to it, then you kind of think you'd like to get to the surface. And I think Sharon could probably identify with that.
Yep.
Like this mine that we've been into, typically we were in there for 8 or 9 hours every day. And it's difficult mostly from a physical and a psychological standpoint too, because your senses are pretty alert, and you're watching where you're going and where you're stepping and all that kind of stuff. And then also because we're doing videotaping and all that, so we're thinking about all these other things. So your mind is kind of on fast forward all the time. You're working pretty hard mentally and then also physically, so it's kind of exhausting at the end of the day. Frank is scared of opening up and drinking a stubby bottle of Molson Export. When I was in with Ken Dunback there, we were in Jersey Emerald, and there was an old coconut that was probably about 15 years old that I opened up, and I had a couple drinks out of it, but it wasn't very good. It was real skunky tasting.
What's for supper tonight? Roast beef.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Except now, yeah, I should have got it going. You interrupted my working.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets to sit around like you.
Sit around, drink beer, and yak on the internet, yeah.
I was like working.
You guys are so hopeful doing Facing challenges and danger and exploring.
Put life in perspective in some way.
What's the coolest rock you've ever found in a mine? The galena is really cool. It's really kind of bright and silverish. Probably some of my favorite rocks are the galenas and stuff. Which is silver, zinc, and lead.
Good morning from Australia. Gee, last video I watched, Sharon must have been regaining her courage. Don't blame you, but it looked pretty scary to me too. Roast beef, I will go for some of that. It was scary, the top of that. But now that I've been down there 6 times, it's just the first time I was scared.
So it's kind of funny. I talked about Sharon about that, and there's people are all kind of different. So some things bother people, and other things don't. And my way of thinking is like Sharon. We were down in Arizona. She'd be like a straight black hole going straight down. Like, holy crap! I don't want to go down there. And she's like zip right down there. Like, oh wow. And this one wasn't as steep, but it was really icy, and there was other things. So people perceive dangers and their fear is different. So sometimes it's a little bit hard to think, well, I mean, this isn't so steep. Why would you be scared? But it's people are all different.
Frank's not so steep. It's still straight up and down. And then there's all this ice that you can't get a grip with your boot at all. And then there was just not just one place to go down. There was a bunch of places you could slip into. And
like I said, we've been in this mine like 7 times so far, and it so it kind of starts off with you're going down this icy stuff, and you're 200 and some
first
200
snow, feet, and then there's
you go down a cliff, and then it's really icy, and it's really nasty, and a bunch of loose stuff down there. So you're 200 feet down, and then from there it's just kind of steep. You can go down without a rope, but for me anyway, so we've been down there so many times, it's just getting fun for me going down. But it was, I'll have to admit, it was scary a bunch of times we went down, so we kind of got used to it. Sharon, do you have a site for the photos you take?
No.
She does not. She was thinking about, like, because she looks after all the merch and stuff, so if you guys buy a t-shirt or something, she gets the money. But she was thinking, I keep telling her, so well, you should kind of link that up to some kind of a site where they could order prints. But for now, you can just get it for nothing on Facebook. You join our Facebook and get it for nothing. No. Hey guys, do you get a chance to look into El Dorado's Lost River Gold Mine? Never heard of it.
Greetings from Bonnie,
Scotland. Hello, I never heard of Bonnie. I've heard of Scotland, obviously.
Bonnie is like, that's a word, like.
Bonnie.
Yeah.
There's a song too, right?
Yeah.
Bonnie over the ocean or whatever. Most old mines in my area, strip mines, are full of. If we don't respond to your comments, it's just we get so many, we just can't read them all. We're not, ignoring you, nothing like that. Try it again, I guess. Those hemorrhages so bad when they look like a third testicle when I squat. That's a little too much information.
I wouldn't have read that one.
The hemorrhage is just a pain in the ass is all that.
Yeah, Bonnie, Scotland, and the Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond.
Sharon, you have huge courage and skills.
Yeah.
Sharon is she's a really emotional person, which makes her awesome, She gets scared and excited and sad, glad, mad. No. Wears her heart on her sleeve.
Yeah, that's true. Frank, I'd love to see you try to find a way into San Diego's famous Stonewall Mine without getting caught.
I heard A in your Well, in Canadian. Are you Canadian? Yeah, we're Canadian. Yeah, live in Canada. I guess we're Canadian.
So go Canada. BC Canadians are the coolest.
Well, like a lot of people say, well, Canadians are really friendly and all that. But, we're down in America, and Americans seem just like us, or just as friendly. I didn't see much of a difference. But.
You ever seen gold left over in mineral veins? You can't really see gold.
We the only time we would see gold is probably in a quartz vein or something like that, and we see a little flecks of it here and there. But those little flecks, they don't add up to a lot of gold, really.
Um,
You guys are lovely. Have a good night. Peace from Ireland. Well, and yeah, I understand things are not that peaceful in Ireland these days, but
oh,
you know,
yeah, I was hearing that.
but I love here. Okay, so look for the Iron Horse. So yeah, that's one thing we have in our museum. We have some iron that got a magnet and stuff. It's kind of cool. You see a big chunk of rock and it just sticks to the ceiling in a magnet.
Updates on the power parachute.
I was actually just working on it today. So we're going to take it back to the Rotec shop. We got a problem. We can't get the RPM to set up properly on it. There's something wrong in the. So the power parachute has two spark plugs for each cylinder. For some reason, so in an airplane you can shut off one set of plugs or the other set. For some reason, it's crossing back and forth, and we can't get the RPM dialed properly to pitch the prop, so we can't get it set up properly. But we've ordered a brand new side by side, which we're going to get pretty soon. And the idea is it's 3 hours away. We're going to take the power parachute to the shop there, close to there. We'll get that fixed up and then start flying that again as the weather gets nicer, and try to get that RPM issue set up, and you see the power parachute fly more.
Did you ever recover your GoPro?
We did not. No, it's sitting at probably over 100 feet of water, and we'd love actually to I don't know. Will probably never happen, but if someone's really keen on diving, we could do some more videos and go down into that's really cool mine. But it's pretty dangerous. You really got to know your stuff to do that. So we'd love to get that GoPro out of there. If it's any good, I don't know.
Any gossip about the guy who brought 2 bear cubs into a motel in Grand Forks that didn't make the news?
No, actually, I just seen a little bit on Facebook the other day. I don't
know nothing.
Some guy grabbed some bear cubs. I don't know nothing. You probably know more about it than I do. So yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Good day, guys from Moncton, New Brunswick.
Hey, Corey, you're just getting off work? Is your plane total? I haven't had a plane for a couple of years, so I took the last plane that I wrecked. I used that to put that motor in a power parachute that I built. So hopefully I'll be able to do some more flying with it. Sharon really likes flying. She was up in the Stearman there, flying it upside down, doing tricks with it, and then her smiling the whole time. So I kind of like to, when I'm flying, I like to stay, level. I don't like going upside down in planes too much.
It was awesome.
So dress Sharon in a French maid's outfit.
Just joking.
She calls herself
Cinderella.
Cinderella, yeah, she's a Cinderella. She's not a French maid, she's a Cinderella. You ever get disoriented what's up and down? No, you don't when you're on the ground because you're standing on the ground. But when you're watching our videos, it's very difficult to see which way is up and down. Maybe it's part of the when you're watching something in the video, it's not the same as if you're actually there. That's why we try to get another person in a shot or something like that. You can see how big something is because you can't tell if you're just looking at a pillar. You can't tell if it's a small little pillar that's a couple inches or it's 5 feet across, unless there's somebody in the shot. So that in the video, typically we try to get someone else in a shot, and then you can judge how big something is and which way is up and down.
I just wanted to thank you and Sharon for everything you do. Your channel is one of my favorites. I get so excited when Saturday is here. I say it's time for my show.
Saturday. We have shows on Friday.
It comes out Friday night, doesn't it?
Yeah. Any news on a show of your own? No, there isn't. I mean, we have these little bursts of interest and different things that get you excited about different things, but yeah, there's nothing on the horizon. So yeah, we did that little thing on history there, the Backroads Truckers, and there's a link there somewhere on it. But
since there was a GoPro retrieved out of Clear Lake after 3 years and the SD card was still good.
Well, I bet the SD card would still be good because we one time I had a card in my pocket or something and went through the washing machine and it never caused no problems with it, so it's still good. So I think SD cards are pretty cool. So Well, thank you for the $10, Rick. There, so you got a really cool sticky thing of a cap, 2 hearts on.
Oh, there he put the link.
There's the
back up
link
there
again. So no, that's good, David. So there's the link there. I wonder we should no just do any good to copy it, but
No, I don't think so.
we could. Difficult. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so that the link that David just put up is the link of the show on Backroads Truckers that we did when we took a TV crew down on mine and we got an ore cart out there for the museum. Do you need to get permission before you and Sharon go exploring a mine? No, we do not, because most mines are on government land in the States and in Canada, on BLM land or on government land. And whoever owns the mine, all they really own is the rights to explore for minerals or for the minerals. They really don't have any right to keep you out of the mine. The exception is if it's an actual operating mine, it's a workplace, so they can keep people off their work site. But obviously, almost all the mines we explore are abandoned. There's nobody actually actively mining in them. So it would actually kind of foolish to ask someone for permission to go into a mine because they would just say no. And if they own the surface rights, so here's another thing. So if you're going on a piece of property that is private property and it's not posted as private, you're not committing any kind of offense by going on there. But if you ask someone if you go on that property and they say no, then you are committing an offense because they told you not to go on there. So you're better off to just go and do whatever you want to do. Respect the laws, but don't ask anyone for permission. There's no advantage to asking anyone for permission to do anything, because they say no, you can't do it. If they say no and you go ahead and do it, you could get in trouble. But if you never asked, you wouldn't be in any trouble. If that makes any sense to you?
Somebody said ice road truckers, but it's back road truckers.
Back road truckers, yeah, turn all together. And it's on History Canada. There's not many people that's probably ever seen it. So it was never in salt. Yeah, so that's the thing. So the one plane that I crashed or ditched into the water, salt water just destroys everything. Fresh water actually kind of preserves stuff. So if it's in cold, fresh water, it's fine. Salt is the nastiest thing on anything. So are you flying anything lately? So we're getting excited about spring. We'll be flying that powered parachute again soon, I hope. Ask for forgiveness, not permission. Yeah, there you go. See, I'm gonna watch it. So I'd say if you're four-wheeler, go there. It's okay. Aluminum and salt. Yeah. All right, guys. So we've enjoyed sitting around there and chatting with you guys. So we're probably not going to spend too much more time on there unless you got some really interesting questions. And so we're just going to say a little bit about this. The last mine that we went into is probably one of the most exciting mines. I presume the reason you guys watch our channel and stuff, you're interested in exploring abandoned mines. This is probably one of the coolest mines that we've ever been to. Got a big long series about it. Miles, and there's probably 60 miles of tunnels. Goes down 1,500 feet. We've got a whole bunch of series. We're taking a whole bunch of people in there. If you enjoy that kind of stuff, you should enjoy this. So lots of artifacts in there. Nobody's been in there, so I'm just trying a little bit of a plug for what we're doing. And so that's what it is. So thanks for everyone for joining us, and we'll enjoy my roast, I'm sure. Sharon's a pretty awesome cook, so, and really thank you guys for all your support. And if you guys like watch our videos and like them or something, it kind of helps us out quite a bit. And so thanks everyone. Have a good night, and we'll see you again soon.